Go, go, Harmless Phosphorescence! Hello, everyone. This is Thoreau Smiley, galactically flared, globally reviled, universally despised, and I am joined by...
I am Josh CC and Angel Grove. How you like me now?
I'm Brian Lesh, master of disaster and a slime-filled jelly donut.
I'm Alaric Weber. I'm a frog.
And this is Harmless Phosphorescence, the podcast where we watch every theatrically released full-length live-action superhero movie ever made. We gather some research into the production and the source material, and we tell you all about it. This week, we are watching Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie.
This summer, our world will come under attack
The mayor has declared a state of emergency.
by the most evil force ever known. He has armies at his command, and only one power on Earth can stop him. Welcome to my nightmare. Now, the ultimate adventure begins.
Hi, honey. I'm home.
You garlic-sucking dingo brain!
We're the Power Rangers. Ooh, where's my autograph book?
More action. More adventure. More power.
The ooze is back. Use, you lose.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie.
The movie!
If I was 10 years old, I would be excited as shit to see that movie.
Oh, hell yeah.
That trailer.
Yeah, everybody was excited when that came out. I was about 10.
If you were
bet.
10 years old, you'd be excited as poop.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's right.
and what's your story with that, Brian? Because you
I
never
was
saw
not allowed to see this movie or the TV show.
Interesting.
My mom said it was violence for violence sake. And she's not wrong.
She's not wrong.
The first 30 minutes of this movie, there is no plot. It is just them fighting people.
it. Yeah.
But we get there. There's a plot. But yeah,
And
yeah.
skydiving and
Plot-ish.
rollerblading.
But yeah, it was interesting thinking of that because this is the first time I'd ever seen this movie.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Because I never went to look it up when I was an adult. You know?
Yeah.
You're a rebellion.
Yeah.
It was the first time I had seen this movie. I had seen a handful of episodes when they first came out, 93, to the U.S. market.
Yeah. I'd seen clips and bits of episodes, but I'd never watched a full episode of the Power Rangers.
Same.
I actually did catch the first episode.
I'm strangely aware of all of the names of all these characters because it was something that kids at school would talk about. So watching this movie, I was like, oh, Zordon. I remember that name.
Oh, right. So,
You know?
yes. Through osmosis.
I actually have a weird memory of being at Mimi and Terry's house and it like coming, like a commercial for it coming on. And I can't remember. It was you, me, and someone else might have been like McJunkin or someone was there and being like, what the fuck is that? During high school.
Yeah. Yeah. It was confusing right out of the gate.
It was one of those things where I know. So Brian was the perfect age. He wasn't
Yeah.
allowed to see it. We were all probably like 4 or 5 years too old for it to be anything to us at all.
Right.
Me, Josh, and Al. But
Well, and anime and that sort of thing, not by any means new.
no.
But like those Japanese shows coming, because then they made a couple others, right? Well,
Yeah, they did. They were, but some of them were basically spin-offs of this.
yeah. Okay.
But
And this was effectively a spin-off of the show.
not a
Right?
spin-off. We'll
Or
get
like
to
a
that.
continuation. Yeah.
What? Oh, the movie of the
Yeah,
show.
the movie.
Yeah, it was like the big episode. It was like
Yeah.
the X-Files.
Yeah, okay.
movie.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Good
Or
example.
the Batman movie,
Yeah, exactly.
66.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But this is the first of its type we've seen in a while, right? It was like,
From a TV show.
yeah.
Yeah, since
All
Batman.
the other movies we've seen have been basically independent of
of TV.
of
Yeah,
TV shows.
Since Batman. Yeah,
But
What
this,
I'm sorry.
this is like an hour and a half episode of the TV show
yeah, exactly.
with the continuity and, well, whatever continuity
Yeah.
there is.
Yeah. In the end, it doesn't affect the timeline at all, like a X-Files movie.
Oh yeah. Oh, I see.
Yeah, it is a self-contained
canon.
adventure.
Yeah.
They have a villain just for the movie. He goes away. I have no idea if he comes back later in the show. I didn't look into that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Well, that little post-credit shows
Well, I mean,
someone's in charge.
yeah. Well, I mean, we got Rita Repulsa and, and the
Lord
other-
Zed.
Lord Zed.
Goldar.
They return. Yeah. to
Lord
overtake-
Zed's dead, baby.
Lord Zed's-
So this movie was released June 30th, 1995, a running time of 95 minutes. It cost $15 million to make and took in $66.4 million. So the kids went to go see it.
Not me.
And it is time to play the top 10. It is the top 10 movies of the week it was released. Gentlemen, would you like to take a guess on where it opened?
What week was this again?
The week of June 30th, 1995. Brian's like, I'm thinking back.
Jurassic Park?
That was like 2 years earlier.
Oh, that's right.
Might still be on the charts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might actually.
What? Yes.
Where did this open?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where did this open, guys? Start with you, Josh.
4.
I'm going with number 1.
Number 1, Al.
3.
3. All right.
I mean, 1's not crazy. That was my first choice, but I thought, yeah, it could have been 1.
Here is the top 10 of the week for June 30th, 1995. At number 10, Die Hard with a Vengeance.
So hanging in there.
Number 9, Braveheart.
Hanging in there.
That's all the dads taking their kids to the movies.
Braveheart. Yeah.
Number 8,
Those two, I guess.
number 8, we still got Casper.
Huh?
We talked about.
A lot of
I'm
good-
still surprised that
There-
wasn't a Halloween movie.
Right.
Yeah.
July. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Number 7, The Bridges of Madison County.
Still on the list.
Number 6, we still got Congo. And opening up this week, we have Judge Dredd.
Wow.
At number 5. And at number 4, we've got the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. Josh wins.
This opened above
Respect of my peers.
Dread.
This was more popular than Judge Dredd. I imagine it had a bigger fall off the following week.
Oh, yeah,
than
that's
Judge
true.
Dredd did.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, how many kids, how many in that demographic can you judge?
Yeah. It was close though. Judge Dredd made 19,077,000. This made 19,500,000.
Wow.
So it was close. At number 3, hanging on, we got Batman Forever. At number 2, we got Pocahontas.
Oh, it rose.
It rose, and actually, the previous week it had been number 1, so it was going
Wow.
up and down there.
Finally
I imagine all the kids are getting out of school, so they're starting to go see movies. End of June. At number 1 opening this week, Apollo 13.
Wow.
America's Dad, bringing it home.
That is a movie.
Yeah, I love that movie.
I had a feeling at this time frame there would have been something. something big.
America's Dad, Gary Sinise.
Titanium alloy.
He doesn't seem like a dick, but he doesn't seem. Yeah,
He doesn't seem nice.
Yeah.
but he doesn't
He plays in a band.
Right, right.
You know.
He does a lot of wonderful things. Yeah.
Gary Sinise is amazing.
Speaking of playing in a band, last night, me, Jude, and Moon were playing categories.
Uh-huh.
And one of them was, it was like K for, and it was famous singers. And Jude came up with Kevin Costner.
Wow.
Is he in a band?
And we found out, we gave it to him because he is in a band and
Yeah.
he does.
Bruce Willis.
I don't know if I'd call it
Dennis Quaid,
singing,
Jim
but he
Belushi.
says words into a microphone while music
So
plays.
he's not famous for singing, but he is indeed a famous singer.
Yep, that
exactly.
counts. I hope he got his point.
Yeah, he did. He got his point.
Get that kid a law degree.
He's a sharp kid.
Yeah.
Just get him one. Go buy one. I'm sure you've got some extra money just laying around.
Yeah, I've got so much.
You podcast empire.
I'm making it hail.
I don't know.
I would
how,
like to see Mr. Podcast.
I don't know how school works. Stay in
I
school,
never
kids.
did. That's why I wandered away one day.
Did that every day during school.
Yeah, I didn't come back. But yes, I did it every day.
This movie has a long and storied background, which we will discuss now. It began its life
That
as
was
a young.
prequel.
It was born as a young black child. This is what is called a tokusatsu, which is a live action special effects genre from Japan, primarily science fiction, horror, or fantasy. It can be either film or television, and it historically had a much less rigid divide in Japan than in the U.S., the TV film thing. The genre was kickstarted by 1954's Godzilla. Now
64?
54.
Yeah, that makes sense.
54.
Yeah,
1954's Godzilla. Initially, kaiju, or monster films, were the most popular of this genre. However, in 1957, Shintoho, which is a studio and a filmmaker in Japan, produced the first film serial featuring the superhero character Supergiant, which signaled a shift in popularity to masked heroes over giant monsters. Supergiant.
So that's when like Ultraman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Supergiant is a human-like being created from the strongest steel by the Peace Council of the Emerald Planet. He was created to destroy evil and restore peace through the universe. He resembles a man in white tights and a cow with antenna, and he is virtually indestructible. He can fly through space, detect radiation, and speak and understand any language. Then, throughout the late 60s and early 70s, there was a henshin boom, which is a series, which henshin is superhero teams. And this was the first show that really hit was Kamen Rider in 1971. Kamen Rider features a motorcycle riding hero with an insect motif who fights supervillains who are all often known as kaijin. Kaijin are the rubber mask people, all the your Ivan Oozes and so forth.
Right. Yeah. The rubber monster.
Yeah, exactly. Now, there was created in 1975 a series called Super Sentai. It was created by Shotaro Ishinomuro, who also created Kamen Rider. And the original series ran from 1975 to 1977, but continued to run every year since. So, Super Sentai which is what the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is based on, has 45 seasons, 2,166 episodes, 88 movies, and 23 straight-to-video movies.
Wow.
Wow. Yes. And
so that's like Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
If it was one of you.
If they never stopped and made over 100 movies to boot. So the original, this is still running. It is still currently running in Japan. And it, now what happened, I'm going to kind of skip around here because I'm going to talk about how this was. Well, okay, no. Actually, no. I'm going to stick with Super Sentai for a while. So Super Sentai is the basis for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and in fact contains much of the footage which is used in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers show. And I'll get to how that works in a little bit. So the first season, I'll go with seasons rather than series. They do it kind of British style where they have a series,
right.
Series 1, Series 2. But for our purposes, I'll call them seasons.
Uh-huh.
The first season, the plot was when world peace is threatened by the emergence of a terrorist group called the Black Cross Army, the Earth Guard League, or Eagle, is formed to combat the threat. The Black Cross Army sends 5 operatives to destroy each Eagle branch in Japan, killing everyone except for 5 agents who survived. These surviving agents are summoned to a secret base located underneath a snack shop where they're recruited by Eagle Japan's commander. They become the Himitsu Sentai Go Ranger and are given electronic battle suits that endow them with superhuman strength and speed.
Rangers get the munchies too.
They do.
It's true.
The 5 dedicate themselves to stopping the Black Cross Army and its leader, the Black Cross Führer.
That's metal. So they weren't teenagers.
They were not
Yeah,
teenagers.
They were
I was
adult,
noticing that.
like secret agents.
Exactly.
It feels American, like an American choice.
Exactly.
Very Karate Kid kind of.
Well, and teenagers.
Yeah.
We worship the teenager.
Especially in the 90s, yeah.
Yes. Now, to illustrate how far this series has come, the most recent episode, where is it? Here we are. Is called Mashin Sentai Kira Major, which roughly translates to Genie Advancement. It involves a princess named Mabushina from the planet Crystallia, the land of jewels, who seeks refuge on Earth with the Kiramai stones to find individuals with strong, shining spirits to become the Kira Majors and fight off the threat of Jotunheim, an imperial army of darkness that conquered her homeworld.
To get the diamonds?
I guess. So there's been a little bit of plot drift.
Well, I mean, I'm sure this is all really important, and I'm sure the Power Rangers are still incredibly integral. It's a big world, big universe.
Yes.
It is fascinating.
That's weird.
19.
Yeah, there were a few interesting seasons. There was one called Dobutsu Sentai Zayuger. I am saying all these words terribly, and I apologize to any speakers of Japanese.
Just apologize to everybody. Yeah. It's bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Wherein a zoologist uncovers Zayuland, a world inhabited by anthropomorphic animal race known as Zayumans. However,
that's cool.
It coincides with the arrival of Deathgalians from outer space who have chosen the Earth to be the site of their 100th annual blood game.
It's like choosing a Super Bowl city.
Yeah.
Planet's bid.
To be the site of the blood game.
Show me what you got.
Tell me how a totally abandoned but hospitable planet would not be better.
Right.
Well, what is the blood game? Is it like the blood game
It's
in
like
the
the
thing?
Olympics.
It's like they just put blood in a petri dish and just like let the blood mingle together. They're like, what happens?
Yeah.
So this was going to be Blood Bowl C,
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Blood.
following the
We're in
Roman
Bloodweiser and Bloodlight.
So what we do in the shadows episode waiting to be written.
Who's the quarterback that one year?
Wasn't it Blood
Dry?
Blood Dry?
Oh, yeah.
In the 2014-2015. Okay, so this Super Sentai is all of the teams have something called which was translated into the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers as Zords. They basically get these huge vehicles which they can summon with their magical powers.
I kept waiting for somebody to pull out a sword. I was like, where's your sword at? Why do you
Where's
keep
your
saying that?
sword?
Why do you keep saying sword like that?
Right.
Sword. And I was like, oh, they call them Zords. Took me a minute.
Yes, they get these big
Like they're from Australia.
Yeah.
Colossal
England.
assault vehicles.
colossal assault vehicles, which they can also then form into a giant robot, all of Voltron. Voltron was inspired by Super Sentai. So Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, in a manner of speaking, actually predated Voltron, even though when I saw Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, I was like, these assholes are ripping off Voltron.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Robotech. Yeah.
Yeah, Robotech. Yeah, so it's like that. So the 2014-2015 season of Super Sentai, which was entitled Resha Sentai Tokuger.
You're doing great.
Thanks. Only those with great imagination
You're a booster.
can see the mystical railway known as the Rainbow Line, on which run massive trains known as the Resha. These Resha are driven by 5 warriors.
Wait, 5 warriors drive a train?
I'm showing you the intro. You must watch.
5 train conductors.
Yes.
One train. Railway of Love, Season 2.
On invisible train lines?
No.
The train is
regular
invisible.
train lines.
Magical train lines.
Magical train lines. Okay.
Oh, and they're all teenagers.
This is fairly new, right?
2015.
Yo, can you send me this song?
Absolutely.
Looking for some alone time.
Spending a lot of time alone already. I need
Wow,
positive
right.
music in my life, like
Wow.
this song.
There's a lot
Ow.
of pressure. We all got to mix it up now.
Here comes my favorite part.
Oh, were those their transit passes?
Yes, they're about to. Get the power of the train.
Do they become a train? Is this?
And then the trains form a giant robot.
That just dances or something? Or do they actually fight people? Because I'd be happy if they just like helped old people cross the road and like took up the trash.
One of them.
Well, that
people's dogs.
actually leads me into my next example. One of the most interesting episodes of Super Sentai featured a sing-off against the bad guys.
I can't say I don't like that.
I am here for it. Turn that shit up.
It's the Hell's Chorus again. Remy, don't listen to it. I'm translating for our listeners. Life is always like a cocktail party on the road. They are dancing and singing, by the way.
They got moves.
Yeah.
With just a dance, even warm memories disappear.
Actually, I actually love how much Asian cultures embrace dance
something.
and choreographed dance.
The Power Rangers are realizing, bro, the mecha's gonna malfunction from this song.
From the song.
A song for a song. That's right, songs are sound waves. We just need to beat Chevalier's sound.
Chevalier.
That's right, I see. Let's go.
Maurice Chevalier.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5-man.
It's like, oh shit,
They're singing back. It's a song battle.
we're in the express.
battle.
Earth is in danger. Protect it with your lives. It's the only planet in the galaxy which rains rainbows.
Oh no, we're in the express train. We only run twice a day.
Linked by the bonds of miracles, there are two giant mecha robots dancing arm in arm.
It's just, yo, DJ, drop a fat beat I could whip my friend's ass to. That's all I can think of.
What year was this again?
This one was from the 80s.
Okay.
This is great.
I like seeing the robot suits.
Yes. So
Yeah.
Super Sentai is a very interesting show with a long and storied history. Now, that brings us to Haim Saban.
Yeah, Saban.
Saban started his career in 1966 as the bass player and manager for the rock band The Lions of Judah from Israel. In the early 70s, Saban moved to France, where he worked as a music producer. From 1978 to 1982, Saban used the pseudonym Kusa for music and lyrics writing, credits on 4 records, for which he also served as a producer, using his real name. He's frequently used the name Kusa Machi for his composing credits on Saban Entertainment. We see that on the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie theme song.
So it doesn't matter, but is he Japanese?
He's Israeli.
Israeli? Okay.
He's Israeli.
Gotcha. All right.
He scored for many other production companies. He did score for Inspector Gadget.
Wait, the TV show?
The TV show.
Oh, that's cool. That's been in my head for all of my
I don't know
life.
if he did the theme song. He did like score in.
Oh, I see.
In
he
this-
didn't do
Yeah, that wasn't him. Not that one. He did the Mysterious Cities Gold, Mask, Dinosaucers, Dragon Quest, He-Man, She-Ra, Jace, and the Wheeled Warriors.
Jace.
In 1998, it was reported that he was being sued because he did not actually compose all the music, totaling 3,700 works for which he is credited. There are 10 composers who are suing him for settlement.
Wow.
Apparently, he simply had a stable of composers and would put his name on what they composed.
Oh, and he was the first one to do that.
So like a recent.
Yeah, the very first ever.
Paul did it to Ringo.
Right. Before creating Power Rangers, the idea of adapting a Super Sentai series to the American public emerged in the late 1970s after an agreement between the Toei Company and Marvel Comics to exchange concepts to adapt them for their respective audiences. Toei, together with Marvel, created the live-action Spider-Man series, which was terrible.
It was very bad.
Yes. And produced 3 Super Sentai series, which had a lot of success in Japan. Stan Lee and Marvel tried to sell the Sun Vulcan series to various television stations, which is a from Japan, including HBO. But this did not succeed, and after 3 years, the agreement ended. Stanley had a lot of trouble selling stuff for TV and movies for many, many years until he suddenly didn't. Several years later, another idea to adapt Super Sentai began in the 80s when Haim Saban made a business trip to Japan, in which during a stay in his hotel, the only thing he was able to watch was Super Sentai. That was the only thing on.
And so he did.
So he did.
I mean, obviously, cool that he did, but like, didn't bring a book.
He produced a pilot episode of a series called Bioman as an attempt to adapt Chowdenshi Bioman. It was rejected. And then in the early 90s...
Aren't we all Bioman?
Right?
Speak for yourself.
You're not made of atoms.
In the,
Titanium
Organic
alloy.
material.
in the early 90s, he had the idea to take the fight footage from Super Sentai and cut in scenes of American teenagers playing the parts with the masks off.
That's not crazy or sneaky.
No.
Yeah. That's done a lot. Cartoons completely.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, well,
Yeah, so that's what he did. He took Super Sentai episodes, rewrote them for American audiences, and filmed interstitial things of the teenagers doing teenage stuff, and then they'd put the masks on, and he'd simply cut in the fight footage from Super Sentai.
yeah, I mean, because if you shot a house or a building exploding, you don't want to do that every single time. You can't afford to.
Yeah.
So we'll show that again.
And actually, the first few episodes that I saw back in 1993, it was noticeable.
Yeah.
Yes.
I bet.
Yeah, no, it looked distinctly different.
Yeah.
Different film stock, like it was not the same.
And I know we weren't into it at the time, but I think fans that was okay with the fans.
Yeah.
You know, they liked that Japanese element.
Yeah. So, Power Rangers program consists of scenes featuring English-speaking actors, spliced with scenes featuring Japanese actors, dubbed into English. You can tell, like Rita Repulsa especially is clearly dubbed.
Yeah.
And in some series, the original fight scenes are filmed to incorporate characters or items unique to the Power Rangers production. So they would occasionally film some extra footage if they needed it for the storyline they were telling in English.
Okay.
It's such a weird arrangement.
Yeah, right. And it's still going. They're still making. There was a few breaks. Power Rangers are now owned by anybody?
Disney?
Yep.
Wow. Come on, Disney.
Yep.
Remake this movie.
The mouse.
They did in
decides.
2017.
But is it the same movie?
It's not the same movie.
I mean, because they should remake this movie.
Right.
Just this whole movie. They should just remake it again.
When are they going to construct Zordland?
Oh, God.
At Disney.
So that brings us to the movie itself. This was directed by Brian Spicer. In 1997, he directed McHale's Navy. And For Richer or Poorer, those are his only film credits other than this.
We once had a screenwriter who wrote McHale's Navy. So that's funny.
Yeah, we got the whole team. He did a lot of television stuff. He's been directing for Castle, 24, Bones, House.
All quality television.
We're such a monosyllabic
Prison Break.
culture now.
CSI, Crime Scene Investigation. He directed episodes of The X-Files, Eureka, Fringe, Hawaii Five-0, The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr.
I liked that show.
The screenplay was by Arnie Olson, who wrote the screenplay for All Dogs Go to Heaven 2, Red Scorpion 2, but his biggest hit was the Tom Selleck vehicle Cop and a Half. So that brings us to the cast. Now the cast, they were paid $600 a week for their work on the show.
Oh, on the show.
Yes.
But still.
Yeah. I imagine they got a little extra for the movie. So Karen Ashley played the Yellow Ranger, Aisha. In 1992,
Aisha.
she was a member of the short-lived girl group Crush. They had a song on the Mo Money soundtrack, which was their biggest claim to fame. Since this, she's made appearances on Hanging with Mr. Cooper and Keenan and Kel and the Parkers. Johnny Young Bosch was the Black Ranger, Adam Park. He's done some video game voice work, and that's about it. There was not a lot of success for the Power Rangers post Power Rangers. We got Steve Cardenas as Rocky DeSantos, the Red Ranger. He only has Power Ranger credits. Jason David Frank as Tommy Oliver, the White Ranger. Other than Power Rangers, he's known only for being a UFC fighter.
Yeah. And they only got 6 a week, but if their managers were shrewd, hopefully they get a good royalty deal. Because, speaking of how long this shit's been on.
Yeah, hopefully. Our most successful Ranger, post-Rangers, is Amy Jo Johnson as Kimberly Hart, the Pink Ranger. She left the series in 1995. She went on to star in the Disney Channel's Suzy Q and in Saved by the Bell, The New Class. In 1997, she starred in NBC's adaptation of Lois Duncan's novel Killing Mr. Griffin. She played a gymnast with an eating disorder in Perfect Body. She was in the film Without Limits. And let's see, her longest running gig after this was playing Julie Emmerich on Felicity for 4 seasons. She was also, let's see, she had roles in Interstate 60, Pursuit of Happiness, and Spin City and ER. She's also a singer-songwriter and has 3 albums to her credit. Billy Yost played the Blue Ranger. He left the show in 96.
David Yost.
David Yost as Billy Cranston. Sorry. Yes. The Blue Ranger. It was originally believed he left the series due to the low pay. However, in 2010, he revealed it was because he could no longer harassment by members of the production crew who targeted him mercilessly over his sexual orientation.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So that sucked. We've got...
Yeah, and that crew on that set was like, he's the gay one. The whole project, never mind.
The Blue Ranger. You know what that means.
Yeah, exactly. This whole thing is so gay.
Yeah. Jason Narvey as Skull. He only did Power Rangers. Paul Schreier as Bulk. Only did Power Rangers.
Oh, wow.
And then we got Paul Freeman as Ivan Ooze, best known for playing rival archaeologist Renee Belloc in Raiders of the Lost Ark. He also played evil wine baron Gustav Riedman in season 4 of Falcon Crest.
Evil wine baron.
Yeah, in Falcon Crest. And he played Reverend Shooter in Hot Fuzz in 2007. Dulcea was Gabrielle Fitzpatrick. She had some guest spots in Frasier, Nass Bridges, 24 and Lost. Nicholas Bell played Zordon. He was in Dark City and Mission Impossible 2 and a ton of Australian movies and TV shows. As the voice of Rita Repulsa, we have Barbara Goodson. She voiced the Red Fraggle and Wingnut on Fraggle Rock. She played Mother Talzin on Star Wars The Clone Wars. She did voices for G.I. Joe, Avatar The Last Airbender, Kissy Fur, and Ren and Stimpy. We got a bunch of other voice actors. Kerrigan Mahan as Goldar, Robert Manahan as Zordon, Robert Axelrod as Lord Zed, Richard Wood as Alpha 5, and Martin G. Metcalf as Mordant. So yeah, that rounds off our cast and crew.
And the cast seemed to do a good job. Nobody was William Hurting it. No one was like,
yeah,
that guy doesn't want to be here.
Nobody had more than 5 syllables
Right. There's that.
in a row, too.
Yeah.
Nobody
exactly.
seemed bummed.
Yeah, everyone. Yeah, I think everyone was just happy to have a job.
Well, there's always that.
Yeah.
Unless you're Tommy Lee Jones. It's just a favor to your kid.
Yeah, exactly. This movie has 30% on Rotten Tomatoes. It was not reviewed by Siskel or Ebert on the TV. However, Roger Ebert did review it for his column. And he wrote, quote, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, is about as close as you can get to absolute nothing and still have a product to project on the screen. He gave it 1/2 out of 5 stars.
Wow.
Bless his heart.
It's not for you, Raj.
Now, Al, I understand you have a little bit of a backstory so that we can have some context for this film as far as the plot goes.
Just a little bit of character history within the series leading up to this movie. So Kimberly Hart and Billy Cranston, the Pink Ranger and the Blue Ranger.
They just sizzled on screen together.
Bro.
They were members of the original U.S. Power Rangers team, which
For the Olympics in 1984.
They were the dream team.
which debuted in August 28th, 1993. The episode was called Day of the Dumpster, in which, following the accidental release of long-imprisoned evil space sorceress Rita Repulsa, a benevolent sage known as Zordon drafts a group of 5 teenagers to help protect the planet as dino-powered warriors of goodness.
Hey, 5 teenagers. I'm incredibly benevolent.
I'm Rita.
Come up to my apartment, and I will give you special powers.
Rita, daughter of Harry and Deborah Repulsa.
Rita.
So Tommy Oliver, who we see here as the White Ranger, first appeared in Season 1, Episode 17. That was October 5th, 1993. The episode was Green with Evil, Part 1.
Two-parter.
First appeared as the evil Green Ranger.
Oh.
I think he had, I'm unclear, he had Ranger powers, but evil leanings, so Rita Repulsa tried to get him on her side and probably did for a while. And okay, so
he had a change of heart at some point.
Evil leanings. That's our new cop drama.
This was a big deal. I remember that being a big deal. That's something that I remembered. Like, wasn't there a Green Ranger before this? I remember the toys changing at some point and kids having the new toys.
So yeah, he was evil for a little while, stopped being evil at some point, and joined the team. He would remain the Green Ranger until he became the White Ranger in Season 2, Episode 18, October 18th, 1994, in the episode White Light Part 2.
Woo.
They just ran him through the purifier, you know, like you do with cheap liquor.
Yeah, or poured a bunch of bleach in the washing machine.
Okay, so I'll skip to Lord Zed first. Lord Zed. He first appeared in Season 2, Episode 1, July 1994, the episode The Mutiny. He came and usurped the power from Rita Repulsa, but kept her on because, I don't know.
What was her name, or his name again?
Lord Zed?
Yeah,
This is the
Lord
meat
Zed.
guy with his brain exposed. Looks like Shredder.
Yeah.
And the staff with the Z on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the top.
that's right.
Or the Zed for
Cool look.
Zed.
our UK listeners.
He looks like a fighting video game bad guy, you know?
Yeah, he does.
Like somebody from Mortal Kombat or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Lord Zed sounds like something an asshole husband would make his wife call him.
Lord Zed's dead, baby. Lord Zed's dead.
And she's all, thank God I'm going to my sister's. Okay, that's not funny.
Okay. Aisha Campbell, Adam Park, and Rocky DeSantos, respectively the Yellow Ranger, Black Ranger, and Red Ranger.
Yeah, can we call them by their colors?
He's red for
I'm so
pepperoni. His last name, what was his last name?
Which one?
DeSantos.
Oh, yeah.
Rocky DeSantos?
Yeah.
Isn't it the governor of Florida? It's Ron DeSantis.
The featherweight
Anyways.
boxer.
What if the governor of Florida was also the Red Ranger?
Has anybody seen them in the same room
Not
at the
in the
same
show, but in
time?
real life.
He's failing. He's failing his job.
It's like Batman.
Yeah.
These three first appeared in Season 2, Episode 22, November 2nd, 1994. Lord Zed tries to recruit winners of a ninja tournament.
Not like a karate or
Not a-
taekwondo.
Right.
A ninja,
tournament.
It's
Yeah.
just an empty dojo.
I always assumed
Where are
that,
they?
that like a ninja was employed, but I guess they're competitive ninjas also.
You mean rivals?
You know, that's like a competitive bodyguard or like a competitive assassin.
Right? A ninja tournament.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
Their first appearance was in the Ninja Encounter Part 1. And that was a 5-parter.
Whoa!
The ninja encounter. All 3 of them were actually uncredited for those first 5 episodes. They would become Rangers in season 2, episode 28, so not very far afterwards, in the Power Transfer Part 2. Alpha 5, Zordon, Rita Repulsa, and Goldar were all characters since season 1, episode 1.
Okay.
Bulk and Skull were also characters since the beginning. So they've been around as the foils.
That's cool.
Mordant was, I believe, the last one I had. This movie is his first appearance, but the character was so popular. And I don't think they mention it in this, that he's actually a cousin to Goldar. So, yeah.
Who's it? Who's a cousin?
Mordant,
Mordant.
the pig,
Yeah.
is
Yes.
cousin to Goldar,
Gotcha.
the winged ape.
No, I was following.
The winged ape.
The winged ape.
My favorite pub.
Yeah, and Ivan Ooze.
It was just for the movie.
Just for the movie.
Yeah. And
I don't know if he came back, but I don't think he did.
yeah. Well, yeah, I don't think they could hire him for the show, the actor. So this came out between seasons 2 and 3, right, Al?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Between 2 and 3?
between seasons 2 and 3, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Early.
Because, okay, so yeah, 94, 95 was season 2, and this was yeah.
Okay. So
Between
yeah, so here that brings us up to date. I guess it is about time. Are you Dinkle Dorks ready to get into this?
It's morphin' time.
Yep.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
So do I have to say the animal name? Am I like
I can't remember.
Duck Ranger? And then I turn into a duck?
Oh, shoot. Yeah, let's choose our ranger.
Yeah, I'd be
Which one would you be?
Duck Ranger, I guess.
No, out of the ones that exist. I'm sorry.
Oh.
So there's Falcon, Bear, Frog.
Definitely the Falcon Ranger.
Yeah, that was good. Al, what are you?
I'm a frog.
Yeah. What are you?
A lonely frog.
I guess I'll be the Bear Ranger because I can't remember any
I'll
others.
be the Gorilla Ranger.
Oh, that's right, the
The
gorilla.
Ape Ranger.
Oh, that's right.
Ape Ranger.
And you
Mighty
are an
Ape.
ape. Yeah.
Mighty Ape.
I want to be an Ape Ranger.
Mighty Ape.
Of course, they start off as having dino powers.
Yes, Dino Powers in the beginning.
And my favorite's a Triceratops, and always has been. Fucking always will be.
All right.
Mark my words. Mark my words. Mark them down.
I have. All right, here we go, everybody. It is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie. Centuries ago, a legend. This is a scroll, by
Oh,
the
yeah,
way.
there is a scroll.
Yeah, so it's like Star Wars,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, Johnny Explainer.
This is
For any kids that didn't see the show, centuries ago, a legendary interdimensional being known as Zordon came to the city of Angel Grove to establish a command center in his never-ending struggle against evil. With the help of his trusted assistant, Alpha 5, the noble master sought out 6 extraordinary teenagers and gave them the power to transform into a superhuman fighting force.
Scientology. Sorry, what?
In time of great need, the young heroes could use their powers to call upon colossal assault vehicles known as Zords.
it was in all caps. You were supposed to shout it.
Colossal assault
No,
vehicles
just Zords.
known as Zords.
Zords.
That's an exclamation now.
Zords. The identity of the 6 remains a secret. Today, that tradition continues. Much like Olive Garden.
It was coming out of my mouth. Right? That's what she said, but it was.
So after the scroll, we open up on our team of superheroes.
But
and
the scroll doesn't explain, and there's no origin story to explain why teenagers.
Because they got attitude.
Yeah, they're totally rude.
Yeah, moxie.
they've got that rude 90s dude.
Is it stamina? Yeah, I guess it'd be weird.
They're
if
not going to
bunch
show
of
you a grown woman's
middle-aged men.
midriff. You know?
All right, I see.
Yeah, you don't want to see
Sex appeal.
You don't want to see a midriff of a woman who's 30. I mean, come on.
Yes, sit down, Gilf.
Meanwhile, the Red Ranger is like 45.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, hey, it's my first day, guys. I got the job. Yeah.
Oh, these kids.
And they're like, affirmative action.
Actually, do we know the age difference between him and everybody else?
I
Keep talking about the story. I'll get back to you.
And are they're high school students?
They are supposed to be high school students.
Yeah, they
yes.
reference high school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so after the scroll, we open up on our team of superheroes along with Bulk and Skull, the comic sidekick, skydiving for a very long time. They skydive and skydive and skydive. They land, and it turns out to be a charity event.
So, how secret are their identities if they wear essentially ranger outfits to skydive?
Yeah.
Super secret.
And they wear their representative colors all the time.
They were all wearing
All the
glasses,
time.
right?
Right. But at the end, Fred, who was very astute, still mentions he doesn't know who they are.
Yeah. Yeah, their identity is safe.
He's having dinner with all of them, the perfect amount of Rangers.
Who hang out and all wear the colors of the Rangers at all time and are also good at martial arts and athletic.
It's like a Superman situation. Yeah. Clark Kent.
Well, no, at least
he wears glasses.
At least Clark pretends to be bumbling. They
Right.
don't pretend at all.
That's true.
And they talk about like I bet the Power Rangers would be real proud of you, Billy, or whatever.
Take it from us.
I'd also like to point out that back on the plane, they let Bulk and Skull open the airplane door and encourage them to lead the way
Yes.
before pointing out that they're not wearing their parachutes.
Right.
They let them stare out into the abyss
Oh.
for a little too long for safety's sakes.
Ooh, boy.
Okay, so the Blue Ranger is only like 5 years older than everybody else.
Okay.
That's crazy.
That's not bad.
He just looks so old. It's driving me nuts.
He's like, I can't help. It's tax season.
So it turns out
Part-time tax attorney.
He's just that old. He's 25.
this is a charity skydive-a-thon to save the observatory.
From what?
I don't know. Rita Repulsa.
Are they going to close it? Like,
And I know parasailing you can sort of control, but from an airplane, can you control where you land?
yeah, you
that much?
really can if you know
You
what you're
can.
doing. Yeah.
Right on. Right on.
With an accurately timed drop.
I usually just use a bed sheet and my roof.
Right.
So I don't
Okay,
know
if you
how-
break a leg that way.
So the team all lands on target, but Bulk and Skull haven't jumped yet.
We got a quick plot point that the announcer says that the arrival of Ryan's comet is 2 days away.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Good old Ryan and his comet.
So this is the first time this comet is mentioned.
Yes.
Is it mentioned again?
And not until
Not
the
until-
plan. at
No,
the
no.
end.
It's on the background of a TV at one point.
Okay, because I was like, damn, they said that at the very beginning. Did they say anything about that ever? I remember when
it's-
they're like, oh, well, spoiler alert, throw them at the comet.
Well, they were all like, war continues in Corto Maltese.
So they land on target. Bulk and Skull haven't jumped yet. They finally do while the Power Rangers rollerblade.
Did they land in the rollerblades? Like, were they parachuting?
No, so they finished this charity event and just like took off.
Yeah.
Yeah, on
bad
the
form.
rollerblades.
You have to like hang
order.
out.
Because they're extreme to the max.
Yeah, they gotta like press flesh. People came to watch them jump.
Yeah,
And-
they're like, no autographs.
They explicitly
we aren't
state,
the Power Rangers.
Yeah, we're definitely not the Power Rangers.
they ask amongst themselves what happened to Bulk and Skull, who are still up on the plane, and finally throw on their parachutes like backpacks.
Yeah.
And jump out. They should be dead. They
They
didn't
really-
secure those things at all. They just slapped their helmets on, no straps. But the team is like, whatever, let's go rollerblading.
Exactly. Bulk and Skull end up landing in a construction site. The foreman's called over to a spot where the crew has just dug up a big ornate seal. They ignore all reasonable safety precautions and open it. And a big stone hand clutching a giant purple egg comes out.
And Kali Ma, man. Just like, what is that?
The foreman tries to touch it and gets zapped by purple lightning. Meanwhile, our rollerblading heroes get a call on their Apple Watches from Alpha, a robot, and they beam into the command center where Zordon, a giant floating head, tells them they have to save Earth from an evil and powerful morphological being that was imprisoned 6,000 years ago, but was just unburied by the construction crew. Morphological.
Your plan isn't even morphologically possible. It sounds like a science term.
That night at the
It was also pointed out that 6,000 years ago, before he was trapped in the egg, he had almost completed his ectomorphicon titans.
You just had to do the essay part.
ectomorphicon,
which turns out are buried right next to him.
Yes. So that night at the poorly guarded archaeological marvel, a group of bad guys that Wikipedia tells me is Lord Zed, Rita Repulsa, Goldar, and Mordant arrive.
Rita.
Knock out the guards and open the egg, freeing Ivan Ooze.
Rita Repulsa's a little hot.
Yeah, as an adult, I was getting real mad Fran Drescher vibes from her. Like, wow.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
I mean, the giant pointy bra was kind of weird, but
it's like a Madonna thing going on.
It was very 90s.
She's got a pretty face.
It's a weapon.
She's got a pretty face.
If only she'd smile somewhere.
I know that George C. Scott is not playing Ivan Ooze, but I just kept seeing Patton.
Yeah, he's got that vibe going for sure.
And what's his face from Strangelove?
Oh, yeah.
That's George C. Scott.
Yeah, I forget the name of the character.
Right.
Not Churdley. God.
I don't know. I did see Strangelove.
There's no fighting.
Oh,
in the
Dr.
war room.
Strangelove.
Yeah, Dr. Strangelove.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Dr.
Strange.
Sideshow Bob.
Ivan, I was thinking, for some reason, I was thinking of Big Love, and I was like, George C. Scott was on Big Love.
So is Ivan Ooze is Ivan Ooze from Russia? Is he Russian?
His name is Ivan.
Well, but
He was from 6,000 years ago, before Russia existed.
Yeah, Ooze.
Yeah, but the name Ivan maybe was still popular.
What kind of
He made it popular.
Russians are like, we love this Ooze guy.
What a trendsetter. I hear tell every 12 months.
Well, it's like how 4 or 5 years ago there were a bunch of kids that were named Khaleesi.
Oh yeah. Regrets. Not even a letter.
Ivan happily agrees to kill Zordon as repayment to them for releasing him. They all just leave, except Ivan, which is good for the Power Rangers who arrive just then at the construction site.
And he smells them coming.
Yes, he smells.
What is that odious stench? Smells like teenager.
They find the open egg and are approached by a security guard who immediately reveals himself to be Ivan Ooze in disguise.
He's a master of.
He is. He expresses disdain towards their teendom, creates a bunch of purple oozy minions, and zaps himself away, leaving the Rangers to fight the purple guys. They trade some kicks and blows, but can't take them out. So they do the thing the 10-year-olds made their parents go to the theater for and declare it morphin' time. They put their suits on, but immediately lose to the purple guy. Or they immediately lose the purple guys. The purple guys run off. They head off towards a purple area.
While they're morphing.
While they are morphing. Their morphine is a...
It's like Black Panther with the helmet.
Morphine.
Like, why do you want to take the helmet off still?
Right. Yeah.
Can we make this part faster?
Yeah. The morphin process is long.
Yeah.
It is long. I would not wait around for them to morph if I were a bad guy.
We should leave.
Right.
Why are they shouting about being birds?
They shout what they're doing.
Why are they shouting?
It's morphin' time.
So the Rangers head off towards the purple area as the most likely place to find them. Meanwhile, back at the command center, Zordon tells Alpha that his sources tell him Ivan Ooze is on his way there.
What a Trump thing to say. I've heard people talk.
Yeah.
Ooze arrives and reminisces with Zordon and then busts the place up.
He oozes through the door, which was kind of cool. That was neat. Like the Saturday morning cartoon goopiness.
Yeah.
And Zordon has his little Dobby the house elf.
Alpha 5.
Alpha 5,
Yeah.
Did it remind
Aye.
did it remind them of Tweaky from Buck Rogers? And
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
the way he spoke. Yeah.
Oh, he also in Alpha's his first appearance on screen. He said something about the energy modulators.
Oh, yeah, in that tone. I caught that too.
Modulators.
That's some Marvin the Martian right there.
Yeah.
Modulator.
So meanwhile, the Rangers are looking for the purple ooze guys in the partly constructed building. There's one more. I can't remember what they say, but they say something about like better, like with the. What do they say, Al?
Activating power beam.
That's a flashlight.
Yeah. So and only one of them
Headlights.
has one.
Headlights, literally.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's
Everyone look where I'm looking.
So it was the Yellow Ranger who activated the power beams, and she
power
had
beams. It's a flashlight.
Yeah. And the Red Ranger has like an infrared sensor.
the bear eyes. Was it the? Wait, was she?
No, they were
oh,
dinosaurs at this point.
She was the saber-toothed tiger.
Okay.
So the tiger eyes were the power beams.
What the
Slash
fuck is happening with this
headlights.
movie already?
So they eventually find them after an extended flashlight sequence and engage in a very, very long fight sequence in which they finally defeat and splat the bad guys.
God, that's so satisfying when they kick them through like metal grates and they're just like,
Yeah.
yeah.
There were a couple of moves that I thought were cool. Blue Ranger had the Stegostinger,
The Stegostinger.
and Pink Ranger had
those were.
Pterodactyl Thunder Whip.
Ooh, yeah.
Thunder.
Yeah, her whip moves were interesting. There was some real whipping that happened, and I went, "What is this? This is they gave this girl a whip."
And she could,
Oh, Lordy.
Oh dear God!
and she got the line, "Have a nice trip. See you next fall."
Yeah,
Ooh, roasted.
there was a lot of really cool wire work. Some of the White Ranger stuff where he is spinning and jumping. The Blue Ranger did similar things.
Yeah, and I believe all of the martial arts were filmed for the movie. None
Yeah.
of this was taken from the TV show. This is a completely, the first and only, as far as I'm aware, completely original U.S. production.
It looks like they had an incredibly expensive and elaborate wire work rig for all this stuff too, because they were covering huge areas, which is really
Yeah.
neat to see. So, I give them a lot of credit. I think this is the best wire work besides Superman flying kind of thing that
Yeah.
we've seen. And maybe
it's
better than Batman in the last movie we watched.
Oh,
where he
God,
comes
so much better.
falling kind of ish, flying ish.
Right.
But yeah, that's something that I will definitely credit them on. Is they did a great job with all the wire work.
All the
Was
fight scenes
surprising.
looked really good
Yeah.
for what they were. Yeah, absolutely.
And I didn't look into how many stunt people they had in these scenes, but like the scenes looked really good. If those were stunt people, they looked like dead ringers.
Well, almost most of these. So most of the Rangers themselves basically came from stunt backgrounds.
Nice.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah,
the
so
male
there's
Rangers especially.
right.
Were they were all, so I have a feeling they did a lot of their own fighting, which was probably a cost saving measure by Saban to cast people that can do their own stunts.
Yeah.
They don't really have
Sensible
interesting
move.
dialogue anyway.
Did anyone notice that when they teleport, they do sort of a Three Amigos
Oh
salute?
yeah.
They grab their belt buckles, right?
Yeah. Oh, the Amigos do.
Right.
But yeah, I saw. Yeah, yes.
And they like rainbow off.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the rainbow
okay,
flower.
yeah, it's that.
So just as they finish defeating the bad guys, their suits lose power and disappear off of them.
Back when Ivan Ooze was destroying the command center, he had a cool line, set of lines. He says, "Oh, the things I've missed: the Black Plague, the Spanish Inquisition, the Brady Bunch reunion." And it was reported that Paul Freeman, ad-libbed that last line.
Oh, nice.
That's funny.
Nice. So they rush back to the command center to find that Zordon is no longer a big floating head, but is now a bald Emperor Palpatine in a sack.
Yep. And he's in the cradle.
Superman.
Kal-El was
Yeah.
sent to.
Yeah.
Those are straight up kryptonite crystals.
Yeah.
And because his time warp is broken?
So,
That's a line. They say his
His
time
time
warp is broken.
Yeah, so he like lives outside of time and does not age, so that he can continue to battle
I see.
evil.
Well, maybe we should all do the time warp again.
Part of Ivan's plan was to erase, not just destroy Zordon, but erase him from history
Okay.
by destroying the time. By destroying the time warp.
You got a lot more of the nuance of the plot than I did, Al.
Yeah, I didn't realize that any of that was happening.
And I was writing it down.
Yeah. Thanks, Al.
I was doing none of that. There's one of all of us.
So he tells them the power's all gone, the Power Rangers are no more, and Ivan Ooze won. He passes out, and Alpha tells them that the only way to save Zordon, who is about to die, is to use a thingy to go to a planet and do a thing to get more power.
It's like,
Side quest.
do you have a sock you could give me to set me free?
He says there is a power on a distant planet, Phaedos.
I love how vague that is. There is a power.
A power.
Some people believe.
They didn't even bother making up some techno babble for it. They just said a power.
I think
Some
A
people
power.
believe there's a power.
We have run out of power.
And now there's more power.
they should have killed Zordon. That's my hot take on this. They should have killed Zordon in this moment and brought him back to life at the end.
Oh, there you go.
Or something. I don't know.
Script Dr. Brian on the job.
Because this was like
And then
really weird.
he's
I
a
was like,
Palpatine.
they left and I went, wait, is he still alive? Like, I had to rewind and go back and be like,
On his
so he didn't
deathbed?
die. They just left though. They're like, don't worry.
just laying there
We're going to
dying.
get the power.
Just laying there.
You
dying.
just don't die.
Just lay here
It's like, I don't know. I got about 45 more minutes.
Yeah.
in your sack.
You don't die. You better not die.
Later on, they do refer to the power that they find as the great power.
Okay.
Okay, we're narrowing this
now
thing
we're
down a little bit. Yeah.
Except no substitutes.
So they use the thingy and beam out to another planet. Meanwhile, Ivan Ooze finds the group of bad guys at their lair. He puts Rita Repulsa and Lord Zed in a snow globe, and the other guys agree to follow him now instead of them.
That was amazing. The snow globe thing is just
Yeah, it was cool.
such a great,
was cool.
easy way to get players off the table.
Yeah, totally. Ivan creates a bunch of purple ooze bird guys and sends them off to kill the Power Rangers.
By hawking a loogie,
Yes.
This was one of my
he
favorites.
creates the Tengu bird warriors.
When they like
Yeah, the Tengu.
came to be was so funny. I was laughing my ass off as they flew away.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
they're-
they look really-
those guys are hilarious.
They looked worse than the flying monkeys in the 1930s
like the-
Wizard of Oz.
They did.
They were equally creepy, but not nearly as effective as like scaring the shit out of me like the flying monkeys did.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and they're actually from Japanese folklore, so it was kind of cool to see them. But
Yeah.
yeah, then they looked and talked.
Yeah, they were real. Ooh, yeah.
So in
rough.
yeah, they were. In space, the Rangers arrive on a planet, find an alien skeleton, and set off to look for whatever it is they're there to look for.
A wayfinder.
The great power.
The great power. Back
I found some power.
but it's not the
It's
great
not the
power.
great power.
Sorry, guys.
it's just a 9-volt battery.
Let us know when you find another.
Oh, buying generic. What an asshole.
Back on Earth, Ivan comes up with the plan to take over the world by, quote, turning the parents of the town. He's going to take over the world, by turning the parents of the town of Angel Grove into zombies and tricking them into digging up his ectomorphicon.
Right, we see what he ends up doing with them, and it's not much.
He Mordant questions his ability to like go into town, and Ivan says, "You forget, I'm a master of disguise." And Mordant says, "How could I forget? I never knew."
I never knew.
God,
That's a good line.
I can see why they brought him back for Mordant. I can
Yeah.
see why they brought him back. He's a saucy pig monster.
He was.
That's enough with the bedroom talk, Al.
Oh, somebody got jokes.
He called him a royal heinous highness.
Royal Heinous.
Yes, your royal heinous highness.
They had a lot of fun writing this script. You can tell.
There are a lot of quips.
Yeah.
Of course, they're not as funny to us, but yeah.
But to a kid,
I bet it was a laugh-a-thon for a kid. Yeah.
For sure. He does a thing with lightning to make some purple juice, which
Purple drink
Right.
or Sunny D.
which is apparently bad juice.
Yeah.
It looked real good. All I wanted to do was just consume some.
It's real popular in the clubs these days.
Adults love it.
It's like club drug.
Meanwhile, on the planet where they are, the Power Rangers are attacked by the bird guys.
Oh, and Tommy and Kimberly are apparently a thing.
Yeah, I guess.
Their first. I mean,
Is Tommy the White Ranger?
yeah.
It's
I'll get it by the end.
it's real grade school level stuff. Like I like you.
Yeah.
He starts chasing her around for that weird sequence when they find the jungle gym.
Yeah.
He like hits her. She embarrasses
Pulls
him
on her hair
in front of her friends.
And
So
Sorry, what are we talking about, you guys?
they battle with the bird people, which we know as the Eagles.
Oh yeah, the Eagles. All 5 guitar players in the
They're
band.
standing on a corner.
These are the Eagles.
Winslow.
These are the Eagles of death metal.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
yeah. However, without their powers, they're getting their asses thoroughly kicked when a robed figure arrives, throws off the robes, and reveals herself to be a bikinied girl who can fight good. She's got some Xena energy going on.
She is so fit. This is not
Oh,
a look
yeah.
that we necessarily saw a lot of like stars have in the 90s, I feel like.
No.
Like in movies. I was like, "Oh wow, she's like incredibly fit." Yeah.
She's no girl. She's a woman.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She was a
Hell
cool
yeah.
casting
Watch out.
choice. I mean, because this is a children's movie and physique is what we get of women characters. But it was cool. I was like, wow, man, she is like dangerous looking woman. That's awesome.
Yeah, she is. She does a sound stick spinny thing, and the birds fly away. Where she, like her staff makes the noise, and they go.
Yeah, that's a
Oh,
subtitle.
yeah.
Staff whistles.
They whistle.
So they try to thank her, but she's all aggro and tells them to go away because they'll never get the power they seek and will die trying.
You're gonna fuck up my house. It's essentially what she said.
They name check Zordon and Ivan Ooze, and she changes her mind.
Well,
She opens the velvet rope.
after Tommy says, "We're different."
Yeah, right.
That's his opening line to convince her.
Right.
Help us.
And somebody takes her aside and says, Tommy's on the spectrum. He's a little.
He doesn't understand social interaction.
Yeah, it's hard for him.
So she introduces herself as Dulcea and agrees to help them. Meanwhile, Zordon wants to watch TV while he's dying, and Ivan sells some drugs to a bunch of kids.
That was a Nicholson Joker thing. Like so much going on, but you stop to watch TV.
Right?
And this was their first sample. He was giving it away for free.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. First taste is free.
And all that rhyming.
So much
Oh,
rhyming.
right, the rhyming.
His little sales pitch.
I was expecting to break into a full-on rap, honestly.
His like wizard getup reminded me of like Rob Zombie.
Oh, yeah.
Like it just looked like Rob Zombie to me.
I
which
could
is
see that.
interesting. I wonder how much Rob Zombie was inspired by Ivan Ooze.
He was like, my influences include Iggy Pop, Black Sabbath, and Ivan Ooze.
Yeah, I get my makeup from Ivan Ooze. Purple little jars.
Back on Planet MacGuffin Quest, She-Ra and the Rangers arrive at a special magic temple place where she shows them the tower they have to get to that's on the other side of a jungle and tells them they can do a magic thing to make them have superpowers again. Back on Earth,
We got there so quick.
they did.
She's just like, oh, you don't even have to pass this special like test.
No,
I'm convinced.
we're just gonna do the magic thing and you'll have powers.
Good enough for me.
They have to call upon the sacred animals of the Ninjetti for help.
The Ninjetti.
What?
Okay.
Yeah, what was that? A couple of those animals are not very stealth.
Thanks, Red Sonja.
Right. Back on Earth, the parents of Angel Grove all just eat random purple ooze they find in jars and turn into zombies.
Yep.
They are no longer domesticated human beings.
Yeah.
Did they eat it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Do they just rub it on their bodies?
Yeah, 'cause
What
the
do they
kids
do with
rubbed
the
it.
ooze?
You see a couple of people walking with it just dripping from their fingers. But to me, I assume that means that they were eating it with their hands, like honey, like Winnie the Pooh.
Get your hand stuck in the jar.
That's all I could see with the like goopy
Walking around
zombie
with
pile
nothing
of
nothing but a polo shirt on.
people. Like, why do I want to take my pants off and eat this purple goop? That's what I've been asking myself the past week.
I thought they just like came home, found these purple jars and opened them up, and the ooze just oozed out.
I thought they came to
onto them.
his boutique store.
That makes sense, but the kids touch it, and it doesn't seem to have that.
Right. Yeah, they're unaffected by it because they're kids.
They're not reverse vampires.
It's the coronavirus of purple ooze.
Oh, jeez.
So you got the three, I don't know, age groups: the kids, the teens, and the parents.
Yeah.
You got the beeps, the bleeps, and the creeps.
The greasers and the socias.
Yeah.
So back on a planet that they're on,
Phaedos.
Yeah, planet Condescending. The lady uses magic pixie dust to give the Rangers their color-coded ninja suits. And apparently they all have animal spirit powers now, too. Adam has to be a frog. So what are the animals they all get to be?
Okay, so Aisha's the bear.
Okay.
Yellow for Brian.
Yep.
Rocky is the ape.
Okay.
Billy's the wolf.
All right.
Kimberly's the crane.
Good.
And Tommy's the falcon.
Fine.
And Adam's the frog.
Adam's the frog.
The frog.
And Dulcea says
Nature's deadliest.
Dulcea says the kind of frog you kiss and becomes a handsome prince.
I will
Gives him a
say
kiss on the forehead.
the choice of animals was really interesting. Clearly Japanese influence with things like cranes and,
Well,
bears.
literally, because the following season they were going to adapt a new series of Super
and
Sentai,
use the other-
and they had to use the new footage where they were animals.
Holy crap. So the movie introduces them, and that's how they market the new season.
And that's how they change what they are for
it
the
is
following
Batman
year.
66 all over again.
Yeah,
It's like a Doctor Who Christmas special.
yeah, exactly. They introduced the new Doctor.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. So on Earth, the kid from the beginning who was embarrassed of his skydiving dad, like, Dad, you skydive so lame.
Mm-hmm.
His name's Fred, by the way.
Fred arrives home.
Yep. Fred.
He was literally a red shirt.
Yeah.
His dad was, right?
Yeah. Arrives home to find his parents gone. Where was that kid at? He was just like,
Well, his name is Fred, so he was working that quarry.
Yeah.
and Ivan is bored, waiting for the parents to finish digging up his things, so he makes a chubby guy dance. The bird guys return, and Ivan is pissed that they didn't kill the Power Rangers. When they tell him about Dulcea, he disintegrates them. The next morning, the Power Rangers set off through the jungle. Then back on Earth, the kid finds his dad digging, but he can't get his attention, and Ivan is excited that they're digging up his giant robots.
Which he names at this point Hornitor and Scorpitron.
Hornitor.
Hornitor and Scorpitron. Yes.
Hornitor.
That's what they call me in the clubs in Berlin.
Berlin.
Hornitor by day, Scorpitron by night.
Das ist eine Hornitor.
In the back.
I need to brush up on my German.
And no.
Blows over.
That's not going to be the language that lasts.
For real.
Meanwhile, in the jungle, the Rangers
lot of
have to fight a Triceratops skeleton. They win.
It resembles a Triceratops.
Yes, but it is not, Al.
Officer, are you giving a description from an accident?
It had the giant carnivorous teeth.
Okay.
So does a fictional dinosaur.
Oh, it's on another planet.
That's true. We get the welcome to Jurassic Park line.
Yes.
And the very Spielberg swell of music as they're standing in the jungle.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah, it's great.
They defeated, I don't know if you'd written it down. They defeated, Tommy jumps on the back and he pulls a bone out of its neck.
Yeah. Lynchman, apparently.
But he clearly has an idea of what he's doing because he sees it, grabs it, and says, "I have a bone to pick with you."
And then pulls it out.
Bada boom.
He pulls it out, and the head falls off, and his response is, "Huh?"
He's like, but I'm a bone doctor.
I'm like, I didn't know that was going to happen.
That was lucky for me.
Oh, no, it killed it.
Thing belongs in a museum.
Who are we?
You are so wise in the ways of science. In the ooze factory, Ivan tells the parent zombies that they're all done and orders them to go leap to their death.
Yeah, so twice he wants them to kill themselves, but he did make sure everyone had a hard hat. before the project. And he straight up kills him because he's bored. It's like, I thought this was a part of your plan.
And it takes them a really long time to get from the factory to the construction site. Like a really long time. So they blindly trudge off to obey. Fred goes off to help save his dad. Ivan uses the ooze and sparkle fingers to turn his giant insect robots on.
Sparkle fingers.
The Rangers finally arrive at the monolith and have to fight some stone guard guys that come to life. This is a long, protracted fight sequence.
So these robots were buried under the sand. Does that count as tools?
Oh,
Buried underground?
Oh, I think
I think so.
I'll take it.
Harmless phosphorescence there.
Yeah. So they defeat the stone guard guys and the doors of the temple open up. A big pyramid rolls out and it apparently contains the power because golden animals that match their spirit animal fly out and go into them and they have new power suits. They declare that they've accomplished their goal and beam back to Earth. The Owl Lady watches on.
So was that an Athena thing?
Oh.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
I mean, she was a warrior.
Wisdom,
Yeah.
right? With the owl. I don't know.
Yeah, could be.
There was not a lot of thought put into her character. Sadly.
No, I think it
She
might have
looked great, though.
I think it might have been like, hey, we've got a guy with an owl.
Right. Well, we didn't use the owl for one of the suits.
I love it. In our world, that's how movies are made. Like, do you know someone who has an owl? Bring your guns and whatever costume you want.
No, why do you keep calling me about owls? I have chickens. I'm the chicken guy.
It's all community theater stuff.
In Angel Grove, which appears to be a very large city, the giant insect robots are wreaking havoc as Ivan looks on.
Looks on.
Yeah, he's just standing up on top of the tower just
absolutely,
watching.
but I just love that looks on.
Is Angel Grove Los Angeles?
I don't know.
I wonder if it was the name of the city in Japan as well. Because obviously they wanted a fake one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
They didn't want to destroy
I thought
a
that
real
too.
city.
Right.
I mean,
The insurance premiums.
Angel.
that's why everybody films in Atlanta, I guess.
No, they should be filming in Detroit.
Oh, God.
Oh, geez.
There's nobody there. The sets are already built.
In Angel Grove, which appears to be a very large city, the Rangers arrive and see the robots and call on their Zords. They prepare to battle.
I see your Zord is bigger than mine.
Ivan smells them coming.
Again. These kids need to shower.
He's like The Rock.
Are you kidding me? He can hear pudding.
And he says, inconceivable.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was another one of my.
Yeah.
So many 80s lines.
So meanwhile, the kids of the town are having like a Mutant Ninja Turtle style party, like with.
Yeah.
But Bummer McKilljoy arrives and tells them Ivan's evil and their parents are going to die.
What?
No way, dude. The Rangers battle the giant robots in their Zords for a while, and the kids head out to save their parents, and they all get on the monorail.
There's trouble with the monorail.
Monorail.
I shouldn't have stopped for that haircut.
The Rangers
That's the line.
destroy one of the robots, and Ivan gets possibly one of the best line in the series, honestly.
Which is.
I should have stopped for that haircut.
Oh, yeah.
The Rangers destroy one of the robots, and Ivan gets angry and pours his essence into the other robot, becoming a giant mecha version of himself.
His essence. So disgusting.
There's a plastic surgery joke that's made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody call a plastic surgeon.
Yeah.
That was the joke.
Remember being like, what?
The Rangers...
Just before this, the crane Zord is flying towards the tower, and Ivan says, here comes that cute little pink ranger to the rescue.
Yeah.
And Goldar is like, oh, you think she's cute too, huh?
Oh,
And he gets like a icy stare from Ivan.
Horning it up.
like, oh, Goldar. The Rangers...
You dog, you.
The Rangers decide it's time for, quote, Ninja Megazord, and join up to become a single giant robot. Except the White Ranger, who saves the kids because the monorail track is broken.
So yeah, he pulls a Superman
Yeah.
and uses the Falcon Zord to
Push it back.
To become the track.
To become the track.
Mind
yeah.
you, this is
Oh, like Superman.
in a
Yeah.
turn and that would not work because it's in a turn.
Yeah. Where's the bullshit button?
All right.
I'm calling it. This
Suspension
movie
of
is
disbelief ruined.
no longer realistic. That's not how trains work.
Using ooze as a noun.
Wait,
Fine.
there was an emergency button inside the ship. Was this before the White Ranger came to them or after? Because the emergency
After.
button, okay,
After.
Okay.
is one of the funniest gags. in
It's
the movie.
it's great.
So stupid.
But we'll get there.
Yeah, so, okay. Ivan's beating the Rangers when the White Ranger joins the giant robot party, and they decide to lure Ivan into space.
Yeah, he steals, or he breaks their sword, I guess.
Yeah.
Not their Zord.
Their power sword.
Their power,
The power
sword.
Inexplicably.
Yes.
Because he's fighting with the tower that he was just standing on.
Yeah. Yeah, that like Dangar
Yeah.
or
It was
whatever
like
that guy's name
using
was
that
on.
as a mace. Goldar was
Goldar.
He took off.
Dangar.
Why do they call them their ninja Zords? What did?
Well, aren't they like more like boxing Zords?
Yeah,
Or like
they say
but-
ninja over and over. Yeah, but they're giant.
No,
They're not.
Giant and
They're
loud.
loud. Yeah.
I think these guys don't know what ninja means.
They're powered by the Ninjetti power.
Oh, so it's a different world. In
Right.
Word in their world.
So prior to this, they had their Dinozords.
All right.
What are we doing?
They started with dinosaurs.
They're Dinozords. When the Triceratops and blah blah blah.
I thought- I know
and these are
dino.
the Ninja Zords.
Listening to
These animals are.
Yes,
listening out
because
apply
they're like fighting styles.
apply the same level of research and seriousness to this conversation as he does to like math. It's awesome.
Fighting styles is more kung fu.
Well, they're spirit animals.
Yeah.
It's
more of a kung fu thing.
No,
than
I
it is-
get, I
okay,
get
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
but
it's
what-
more kung fu than
frogs
ninjutsu.
are not very good ninjas.
That's interesting. Like crane style is a kung fu fighting
That is,
style.
yeah,
And like Black Tiger and things like
They
that.
went with ninjas and they're sticking to it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the short reason is because
Japanese.
It's Japanese, and kids will instantly be like ninja
And yeah, and it
and Ninja Turtles,
right.
and
Yes,
you know,
it's a cue for them.
Yeah, it's a shorthand for the under 10 crowd.
It's just funny. The giant robot is called that.
Yeah, totally.
The Ninja Megazord when they combine.
He's sneaking around.
I know exactly, but he's so
Throwing
huge.
dust bombs.
So huge.
He's like
The size
Ninja
of the
Megazord
Empire State
out.
Building.
Hiding from his wife behind the scenes, like but I can see you.
And he doesn't have a blow dart,
Hiding under a bridge.
a blowgun.
He wasn't born with a blow dart.
So the kids, along with the comic sidekicks from the beginning, arrive just as the parents get to the construction site, and Fred has a plan. Meanwhile, in space, the Rangers decide to lure Ivan into the path of Ryan's comet.
That was a good plan.
So this movie has reached Superman 3 plot. Like,
Oh, yeah.
this is how we are ending it, is in space.
Yes.
Right.
A fucking space fight.
Yeah. Oh, Superman 4.
Superman 4, sorry,
Yeah.
Quest for Peace ended
Yeah.
in a space fight.
Yeah. No, it's a space fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
In the series, oftentimes they would do a lot of their battles on the moon.
Oh, that's awesome.
We saw that's where Rita and
That's where they
Zed
were.
had their base.
Yeah.
And that's where Rita Repulsa first appeared, was on the moon.
So
They have
And
golf.
the way you look tonight.
we all remember when Apollo 11 landed and found Rita Repulsa.
the way that the moonlight bounced off the hair of Rita Repulsa.
So at the construction site, Fred turns the hose on his parents. You get out of here. You get out of here. Get off her.
They did not put the lotion on
He
the body.
uses the hose to push the kids who are getting pushed back.
Good joke. Yeah.
He uses it to like support them.
Yeah. Human shield.
Well, and that starts waking the parents up. I guess they just needed a shower.
They needed to wash that purple shit off of their bodies.
They didn't wake up until Ivan was actually destroyed.
Oh, okay.
They're still getting,
Oh,
at
I
which
get
point
it.
they're still getting fire hosed.
I get it. Okay.
So he's just fire hosing them away from the ledge.
Okay. The Rangers grapple with Ivan in the path of the comet and kick him in the nards to break free just as the comet strikes.
The emergency Nard button.
Yes, the emergency.
In case of emergencies, you can kick someone in the Nards.
That's the emergency.
Yeah.
Yeah. That should be a
Basically,
lot.
if you get if somebody gets the upper hand on you, Kicking
Yeah.
the nards.
Yeah.
The Zord, the Zord Nard kick.
We should definitely all get one punch a month. One legal punch.
So he gets destroyed.
You mean in case of emergency?
No, so many people need a
Josh
punch in
just
the
wants
face.
to punch someone once a month.
Yeah,
You can sign up. You can subscribe for that.
That's the long and short.
You just
of
have to
it.
be really rich. Mel Gibson still is
Right,
subscribed.
that's what I'm talking. One day a month. It's not. It's like The Purge.
Alec
but
Baldwin
for
let his
people in lines at
subscription lapse.
grocery stores.
Yeah. You just need a delivery person.
As they were struggling or flying past before they grappled in space,
Who's that now?
the Megazord,
The Mighty Morphin
and
Power
Ivan.
Rangers,
Yeah.
Josh.
As they fly past the moon, we see Rita and Zed still trapped in the snow globe,
Yes.
and they cheer on the Rangers
Yes. Yeah.
because they're pissed at Ivan.
So before ultimately our heroes win, is Ivan a bigger threat than Thanos? He's purple.
Yeah. Yeah. He had some Thanos stuff going on. I don't think he was a bigger threat than Thanos because he was not trying to take out the
Feeding people purple
Thanos,
goo.
universe.
Thanos has no powers.
That's true.
Until he has the gauntlet.
He's just smart. Well,
and he's large.
He's large and
He
strong.
can fight you.
In the comics, Thanos is a little bit magical, which is
Well, I mean, yeah, he's from another
yeah.
solar system, but
Well,
He is the Mad Titan.
We went this far
I
without
think it's the
making reference to the
stones.
most famous purple.
Yeah, purple lumpy face guy.
Yeah,
Grimace.
very ugly. Yeah, grimace looking.
Grimace v Thanos v Ivan Ooze.
Yeah,
Rage in
my
the
money's
cage.
on grimace.
the octagon. 4 men go in. One goes.
Ivan's plan was much slower than
Yeah,
Ivan's plan was much sneakier
his
too.
his plan was
it
to
was-
dig a hole or two.
Right. And
With some
then
parents.
kill everyone whose mind he controls.
it. Also takes time for ooze to ooze.
That's true.
Yeah. Well, so here's my
Depends on its viscosity.
here's my question.
Yes.
So, okay, this is an American city. Somewhere there's a governor of the state that this city is in who's like, hey, there's some stuff going on over there. Should we get the National Guard in or something?
Everybody stay home.
They call the Power Rangers. Yeah, everybody just stay home. This will work itself out.
The entire world is like Commissioner Gordon calling Batman. just wait for the Power Rangers.
I mean, they can
Just
teleport
get it down.
on a rainbow, so they are protecting more than just Angel Grove. I would hope.
The entire
Well,
LGBT
everything
community.
seems to be focused on Angel Grove for sure.
It's one of those classic conundrums of superheroes. Are you the problem?
Yeah,
Are they coming here because you're here?
Oh, well, yeah.
You know, would Jack Nicholson still just be a lawyer if it weren't for Batman?
So the parents of Angel Grove wake up and everyone hugs. The Rangers arrive back at the command center too late. Zordon's dead. But they know what kind of a movie they're in, and they quickly use their power to reverse all the damage to the building and bring Zordon back to life.
Yeah, dude, when the Blue Ranger kissed him, I was surprised.
Yeah.
That's why they casted such an older actor.
Yeah, Zordon's comes back to life.
That Seal song was playing, bro. Baby! It's great. I remember this scene. Yep.
My power, my pleasure, my pain.
Just so it's said on air, Thoreau, you thought of it after we were trying to figure out the style of Kiss Like a Rose.
Oh, yes.
It wasn't diatonic. You came up with it.
Yeah, it was
pentatonic.
Pentatonic.
Yeah, just wanted our listeners who heard us last week discussing this.
Yeah.
we figured it out.
Yeah, it's the same scale as Greensleeves, Scarborough Fair by Simon and Garfunkel, Norwegian Wood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to the Rangers.
Pac-Man fever.
Barbie girl. There's
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I worked-
Damn it. Why'd you
I
say
worked
that?
in a record store when Barbie Girl came out.
oh Lord.
Oh, it was so terrible.
So that night, there's a carnival to celebrate their victory, and the White Ranger shows his affection for the Pink Ranger by laying a single chaste hand upon her shoulder.
Yeah.
Fred
that's a
has
first date.
Fred is encouraged by the Rangers. That's it.
He's going to be the Silver or Gold Ranger at some point.
Yeah, he said gold, so there isn't one yet because there did become one, right?
I'm pretty sure there's all sorts of
Yeah,
colors of Ranger.
down the road there is a
pointed
gold,
to a
a gold
place.
ranger. Well, okay, so
I want to go see him. Do you guys want to walk up there?
this movie has gotten me talking a lot with my hands,
I love it. Yeah.
just and arms and just thrusting.
Because they're wearing masks, so they do a lot of gesticulating.
Which is good because otherwise they would have been really boring to watch on screen.
Yeah. Oh God. If they were just standing there having conversations, not moving, but their faces.
Bunch of stormtrooper dialogue.
But Tommy told Fred that, what is it? You're in line to be a ranger yourself.
Yeah, is that how that works?
Yeah. No,
They
how
just find
does that
wayward
work?
kids.
Like, we're looking over your resume now.
Yeah. Well, and also, we're not the Rangers. We're secret, but you're in line.
We're just a really cool group of kids.
Okay, yeah, you're
who
right.
can
So
afford to
maybe-
go out to
yeah.
brunch together.
Yeah. So maybe he meant, yeah, I see.
So ultimately, it's Zordon who decides who becomes a ranger, but I guess the current rangers are committee.
Until they
They get to
age
throw
out.
in,
He
throw in
likes
their 2
teenagers.
cents. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's technically the hiring manager, though. That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
This movie did get an explainer song.
Really did.
Aye, 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 by Power Jet.
Which was Alpha's catchphrase.
right.
God, the tone sounds just like Out Come the Wolves.
Oh, yeah. No, this is, yeah.
That same year.
Well, this is totally like mid 90s, like power punk
That's
pop.
so crazy.
And when the rap comes in, he says, "Keep moving faster. You're a comic book master." So we get another rap artist that was hired. He's like, I don't get this shit. This white people nonsense. Like kicking they slap a friend.
The Mighty Morphin Rangers. So yeah, that's the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. All right, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is there much to say about this?
The observatory is going to be bummed
Oh yeah.
because they blew up the comet.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to be
Like-
bummed. Yeah.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
going to get a great show
Yeah.
if
That's
anybody's
true.
watching.
Well, it was daytime in Angel Grove.
That's true.
When it,
Not
but
optimal conditions.
the debris, I suppose, as it rains down upon the earth.
yeah.
yeah, it's not going to be an issue at all.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. Stay in your homes.
And we've said it with a number of movies. I'm like, where it's like, this is good because it's a kid's movie. But this one definitely was. And it felt,
yeah.
it felt like it. And so I felt everything really worked
Yeah.
for a 10-year-old, for 11,
Oh yeah. I definitely agree.
the things that can't be explained.
It did what it was trying to do, and in that way, it was a successful.
Well, and the 2 seasons,
entertainment.
but it was a really exciting show or, successful show. So the anticipation and the excitement was probably similar, like I said, to movies in our past.
Yeah, it was a legitimate
kids were looking
kid
forward.
phenomenon.
Yeah.
At that point. Yeah.
I bet they were stoked. So it wasn't bad.
Yeah. For what it was trying to be, it was great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which does lead us to ranking it.
Well, here comes the caveat. It was also terrible.
Yes. It was not a good movie.
Where are our
We're-
Toxic Avengers?
we're-
Where are those movies at?
We're much older.
So here's the question: is it better than Quest for Peace?
Yeah.
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 I also agree. I think
Their spaceship was more implausible.
yes, it really was. I think it was better. Was it better?
The
They didn't have silver nails.
back to the comet. Just real
Or
quick.
put cloth in a.
The Earth seemed rather unconcerned that this comet was traveling within the orbit of the moon.
Yeah, they didn't,
Yeah.
give, they didn't give a shit.
That's
It was
really
all-
close.
That's
Coronavirus
that should be
attitudes.
concerning. Yeah,
That's deep impact
yeah,
shit there.
Um,
Anyway,
yeah.
Yeah, because it's going to come back.
So all right, so it's definitely not the worst. Number 29, we have Toxic Avenger Part 3.
I could make arguments that it's better than Toxic 3.
I think it might
I could
be.
make those arguments, but I don't personally think that.
Okay. Al, where do you come down?
it's around here.
Yeah.
Okay, so above Toxie 3, we have The Shadow. Is this better or worse than The Shadow?
Better than The Shadow.
Yeah.
I think so.
I
That
think
was
so.
a stinker, man.
Yeah, that movie was so terrible.
It didn't deliver anything it promised. No.
It was bad.
This movie was not confusing like all of those other movies were.
That's true.
Production quality was good.
That's true. Yeah. This movie was very clear.
Costuming was good.
Above The Shadow, we have the original Toxic Avenger. I don't think it was.
That's where it's in Toxic Avenger range-ish.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think it's better than The Shadow, honestly.
Yeah.
All right. Do we think it's better than the Toxic Avenger?
No.
The original?
Toxie 1's got moxie.
Toxic 1 was doing a thing. I mean, it was
Right.
terrible to watch, but
No, but it created a specific genre. Like, thought was put in.
yeah.
This was equally doing a thing and equally terrible.
Yeah.
I could put it below that because this doesn't have a low budget. This had an incredible budget.
Yeah,
and a television
it had a
production
decent
that
budget,
it was
yeah.
marketing and toys and all that shit. Whereas Toxie was just some nerds.
Yeah. Al, thoughts?
Toxic Avenger better.
Okay. I'm willing. I think that's a fair place to put it. At number 28, in between Toxic Avenger and The Shadow.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. All right. That's where it's going. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Going at number 28 out of 31. We are cruising through this list, fellas.
Yeah. It's been a year. Almost.
So that's it for the Power Rangers.
Next time.
Next time on Harmless Phosphorescence, gentlemen, we will be watching The Phantom.
You better listen to your friend Billy Zane.
That's right.
Shut it, Zane.
So that's it, everybody. Stay safe, stay home. Listen to us and other podcasts at home alone.
Avoid ooze.
Avoid the ooze.
Don't eat purple ooze.
Do not.
Even if it's free.
For at least the next 2
Even if the guy giving it to you is really nice.
And it rhymes a lot.
And, yeah, weird.
Just because he has a wizard hat on doesn't mean you can trust him.
I thought that was a rule.
I grew up with the opposite. He's wearing
I've eaten
a
all
wizard
kinds of
hat.
weird shit that wizard hat guys gave me. As a
Do
kid.
not go to a second location with the wizard.
So, all right. Thank you, everybody. We will be seeing you next time. This is Master of Disaster, Throw Smiley.
I'm Josh Cece, and touch me again, and you'll be chicken wings in the morning.
I'm Brian Lesh. Remember to use your head, and above all, stay calm.
I'm Alaric Weber. Have you hugged your swords today?
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Harmless Phosphorescence was brought to you by executive producer Atticus Burkett, producers Michael Beckwith, Jojo Birchtree, Hedda Paulson, Kirsten Reed and Alyssa Dent, and Katie and Finn Thorpe. Make sure to rate and review us on iTunes. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. Harmless Phosphorescence is a part of the Harmless Entertainment Network. Become a patron at patreon.com/harmlessentertainment. Thank you for listening.